Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining our Marin Software Feature Release Notes and Training today. My name is Mikiko Muraoka, and I'll be hosting your webinar. Before we get started, I do want to go through a few housekeeping notes here. This webinar and other webinars that we run will be recorded and sent out to our registrants or made available to everyone through our help section in the application. So please do utilize the help section in order to gain access to past recordings of different topics and also to sign up for future webinars that may be of interest to you. A couple more things here is to please note that if you do have any questions, type them into the questions box within the webinar application, and we'll get to those at the end of the webinar, time permitting. So should you have any questions during this session, please type them in and we'll address them at the end. Also, as mentioned earlier, any of these webinars are available in the help section, but the articles that are available in the help as well will address many of the topics that we'll be covering today. Let's go into the agenda for today. A quick overview of our topics to be covered are new enhanced campaign features, new Facebook features, and a campaign management feature that has been updated for shared budgets. First, we'll go through a few slides that explain these features, and then we will be switching over to the application so that we can go through where these features are and how to utilize them right inside of the Marin platform. Once the platform introductions are completed, we'll move on to those questions, so please do at any time type the questions into the webinar application. Jumping right into the new features for enhanced campaigns, we'll be going over first the mobile bid adjustment recommendations that are now available on the campaign level. Marin will now be calculating and recommending values for mobile bid adjustments at the campaign level, and these can be the settings for this can be found in the optimization subtab within the admin section. We'll go into this a little bit more in detail once we switch over to the platform, so please do keep that in mind. The settings can now be set to preview or traffic and be pushed automatically by our system. I would like to note here that we're going to be having a enhanced campaign specific webinar next week. An email has gone out to our clients, but you can also sign up for them through the calendar in help section as well. This webinar is going to be great as it will be run directly by our product team who has had a hand in creating many of these features. So if you are interested, please do sign up for the Enhanced Campaigns webinar that will be available next week. The next set of enhanced campaign-related features that have been introduced to our application are surrounded around the device reporting capabilities. You are now able to report on a device level for all conversion types. Device level reporting was introduced and launched in a previous product release, but we were only showing total conversions and revenues by the device level. So if you went in and you looked at the device subtab, you would only see the conversions and revenue broken out by the total conversions. By devices, excuse me, for total conversions. And now that is all available on the conversion type levels as well. The One caveat to this is that you do need the Devices subtab enabled within your application. So if that isn't done yet, please do reach out to your account team and they'll be able to help you through that. In order for you to have this Devices subtab, you do need to be tracking by device type. So that might be something that you are or are not doing. So again, talk to your account team and they'll be able to clarify all of that for you. The next feature that has been added to our device level reporting is custom columns. You're now able to create custom columns based on device specific metrics. You'll notice that in View Builder, the custom section for the columns you can select is now available, and additional values that are device specific are available to you in the custom columns section within the admin section of the platform. Again, we'll cover that in-app in a few minutes, but those are the two features that are now available in addition to the already existing devices reporting within the Marin platform. The next set of features that are now available to you are additional tracking support for the device's parameter. So there are very many ways that the device's breakout is being tracked by our clients. A couple of different ways are to either have a separate device's parameter as shown in this example, where you'll notice that the last section of this URL says PDV equals device. So in this example, we're showing that a device parameter is being used to track your device's conversions and revenue. Some people may be using a combined approach where, say, the device's parameter is part of the MQuid or the keyword keyword tracking value. So again, reach out to your account team if you have any questions that are specific to your URL setup. But this example here and the feature that's been added within the application is supporting the PDV equals device or, again, a different parameter. I'm just using PDV as an example here, setup. So you'll be able to specify the parameter name, the value separator, and where to stop reading, basically, for the device's parameter. The next set of feature updates I'll be covering here is for Yahoo Japan and their unified campaigns. Our support for unified campaigns is increasing and is very similar to what we make available for enhanced campaigns. With this latest product release, we've made campaign level reporting by device available for unified campaigns, URL builder support for the if mobile, if not mobile parameters are also available, and bulk actions via either a bulk sheet upload or a multi-edit has been included for unified campaigns. So you can now create and manage unified campaigns, migrate legacy campaigns to unified, and this is only available through a bulk upload, so not through a multi-edit within the grid. You can also set campaign level mobile bid adjustments and create and manage mobile preferred ads through the bulk processes as well for unified campaigns. Those are the features that are specific to enhanced campaigns and unified campaigns that I wanted to cover today. If you have any questions regarding those subjects, please do feel free to type in your questions in the questions box in the webinar application, and we'll get to those at the end. Again, a lot of this information is also available to you through our help section in the platform. The next set of features I'll be covering are around the new features introduced for Facebook. So the first set of additions that I'd like to discuss is our increased support for CPA bidding around social metrics. Cost per action, or CPA, is a pricing strategy for Facebook advertising that is in addition to the CPM, CPC, and OCPM models that most people may be familiar with. So if you do have a cost per action, or say in order to have someone perform an action, you can spend X amount of money, those types of targets, then you can set up a CPA model and apply them to the following ad types. So for example, the page like ads, page post link sponsored stories, or offer claimed ads. So as you can see, many of the CPA bidding models optimization are focused around three main categories, or main actions, if you will: the page likes, offer claims, and link clicks. So this CPA pricing strategy is now available to you within our application. The Facebook partner categories is the next set of features I'll be discussing. Facebook partner categories basically is an additional way of targeting your Facebook ads. Facebook has partnered with 3 companies in order to collect data on consumers' buying habits and interests, and this is data points that is outside of Facebook activity. So partner categories allows you to target users, user segments based on activities performed outside of Facebook. So what Facebook has done is it's gone and matched the off Facebook buying habits and interests of consumers with their user profiles, and provided a list of users that you can now target. So this is a great way to really enhance your targeting or segmentation. Partner categories can be used in conjunction with other targeting features like custom audiences or demographic targeting to create a highly targeted cluster, or you can use them as a separate targeting feature on its own. So just using the partner categories without any additional targeting. So a lot of different ways that you can use this, and is a great additional layer in really honing in your Facebook ad targeting. The next set of updates that you'll notice for Facebook is around OS and Wi-Fi targeting. So when you do go into your Facebook ads under placements, you're going to notice that there are specific versions of operating systems that you can now target, and you're also going to be able to target a connection type, which is Wi-Fi connections only. So this is a way to segment audiences much more granularly and efficiently if these are specific settings that are pertinent to your user base. The next feature that we'll be covering is around campaign management. And again, if you do have any questions on Facebook features we just covered today, please do feel free to type them into that questions bar. In regards to Google shared budgets, we have made an update within the application where you'll now be able to update or edit your Google budget, your shared Google budgets within our application. Now, there are a couple of caveats that go around this, and I do want to clarify a few things for you. It's shown in this slide, but I'll just talk everyone through the shared budgets, what it's going to look like within the Marin grid is that it'll just look like any other budgeting field for your campaigns, and you'll be able to bring that in through the grid or go to the Campaigns tab, and in the Settings page you'll be able to see the regular budget, which will reflect the shared budget. If you do change anything for a bulk or if you do change anything for a campaign that is associated with a shared budget through a bulk or a multi-edit, all of the campaigns that are linked to that budget will be affected. So basically, it's going to look like business as usual on Marin's side, but if that campaign is part of a shared Google budget, then any edits to the budget for that campaign will affect the rest of the campaigns that are linked into the same shared budget. So as I mentioned, there's not currently a way to tell what campaigns are or are not part of a shared budget within the Marin platform, but you can utilize dimensions to track this. So what you can do is set up a dimension, perhaps called shared Google budget, and tag all of the campaigns that are under one shared budget with a dimension in order to be able to easily identify what campaigns will be affected by any budget changes you make to one of those campaigns. We'll now go into the application in order to walk through some of the features that I've just covered. So the first screen here we're in is what you would see if you went to Admin on the top right hand and then went to Revenue, Tracking IDs. So I'm going to cover a couple of the features that we went over for enhanced campaigns first. This is the Tracking IDs page where you may be familiar with this if you've used Marin tracking in the past. This is where you would be able to let our system know what parameter names to look for and what to identify as those values. So you'll notice on the right-hand side there is now a device parameter option. Again, if you are using a separate name and value for your device's tracking for enhanced campaigns, for example, PDV equals, you'll be able to let our system know to look for that parameter name, what the value separator is, and then where to stop looking for that value. So for example, if the specific parameter you are using is PDV, you would put that in there and then select the value separator that you are using within your URLs and until where that device parameter can be found. If you have any questions on what your URLs are set up as, you'll be able to see it pretty quickly if you go to URL Builder if you are using that tool. And you'll be able to see what tracking parameters you are appending and how it's set up and whether it has that separate device parameter or not. Staying in the admin section, I'll go over the mobile bid adjustments next. You'll notice that in the admin section, we now have a subtab called optimization. For many of you who have been on the Marin platform for a while, you'll remember that this used to say A/B testing. So now it says optimization. When you click into this, you'll see that on the left-hand side, the A/B testing you're familiar with is still there. And now we've made available mobile bid adjustment. Please do note that you do need to be tracking conversions and revenue by devices in order to utilize this setting. But if you go into mobile bid adjustments through the optimization subtab in the admin section, you'll be able to set this to off, preview, or traffic, set the recommendation goals, confidence levels, and the number of days of data that you would like Marin's platform to utilize. So that's right here. And for anything that is bidding related around enhanced campaigns, again, please try to make the Enhanced Campaigns webinar that is coming up on next week on Tuesday, July 16th. So that will be a very insightful webinar. For the devices reporting features that we covered, I'm going to navigate back to the Campaigns tab here and go over some of the device level reporting options. You'll see that there is a sub-tab on the left-hand side called Devices. If this is not made available to you, reach out to your account team and see if that is an option for your account. Again, if you're not tracking by devices, this may not be available to you. So just talk to your account team and they'll be able to clarify that for you if you do not have this tab available. So as I mentioned, there are a few updates that we've made for the devices reporting tab here. The first being device levels available by conversion type. So if you go to View Builder, that is on the right-hand side, once you're in the sub-tab, you'll be able to select your specific conversion types. For example, if you were to select your bookings, you're going to now be able to see booking conversions by desktop, by mobile, tablet, and other. Other is going to be any conversions that do not have a device's parameter, for example, your other publishers outside of Google that may not be utilizing that device's parameter. So again, this feature is an upgrade to our past releases where we were making the totals conversion and revenue available by devices, but now you're going to be able to see this by conversion type. The other devices reporting update that we covered are the custom columns. Again, View Builder, and you'll notice that there is a custom column selection here in the devices sub-tab available. In order to set up custom columns for your devices, the look and feel is very similar to what you've been doing for your campaigns in general. You'll just go to Admin and then the custom columns sub-tab that's available and set up your new custom columns for devices much like you would with your broader custom columns by clicking this Create button. The one thing that you will notice when you have the devices sub-tab enabled is that you'll now be able to find device-specific metrics. So for example, if I type in here mobile clicks, that is now available versus, say, desktop clicks. So all of that is now available, and you can use that as your values for custom column creation. The next set of features that I will introduce in the application are around our Facebook features. So there are a few different ways that you can access the features that we covered today. One of them being straight through the actual creatives. So if you go to Creatives and you select the Facebook option as a filter on the left-hand side, and let's go ahead and click into a active creative, you can actually access the updated targeting through the settings page here. So you'll notice business as usual here, but when you go to audiences and scroll about halfway down, you're going to see partner categories as an option to fill out, in addition to the rest of the audience options that you've had in the past. Also, if you scroll down and hit placements, you will now be able to select the operating systems and also target Wi-Fi connections only. And in the pricing section, the CPA models will be available to you here, depending on what type of ad you've created. The other way to access this is if you were creating a new Facebook creative. So we're in Creatives and we'll hit the Create button and select Facebook. And let's just say we're going to create a webinar creative. Hit Next, and let's fix that typo, and you'll see that you've been sent to a very similar page as to an existing settings page. Again, audience, placement, and pricing will be where all of those options are found. The other way to access some of these settings are through the Campaigns tab and the Facebook Wizard. So there is a specific webinar that has been recorded in the past and made available in the help section. We are also repeating the session so that there is a Q&A available at the end for you. For the Facebook Wizard, again, go to the help section and feel free to either watch the recording or sign up for the upcoming webinar entitled Facebook Time Savings. And that webinar will focus around the Facebook Wizard that you can find by going to Campaigns and clicking on this Facebook icon on the top rail. The features that we've added, such as CPA bidding for social metrics, will also be available within the Facebook Campaign Wizard here under Biddings, and then the audience segmentations and targeting will be within the audience section here. So again, for further information on the Facebook Wizard, please do utilize the additional webinar that's specifically created for that feature. For shared budgets, there isn't anything specific within the application to point out, but again, if you were to go into a campaign settings page, so what you would do is click into a campaign and go to the settings page. That budget will be for the shared budget. I hope that the features we've covered today are useful and you've been able to think of certain ways to utilize the features covered in our webinar today. If you do have any questions, please feel free to type them into that questions box in the webinar application. Or again, if it's something very account specific, feel free to reach out to your account team. And as mentioned before, the help section provides a lot of great articles that are specific to the features we covered today and also for a broader coverage of enhanced campaigns in general. I'll just give everyone a couple of seconds here to type in those questions. Okay, the first question that I would like to address here is, can you give us an example on what the tracking and the tracking IDs would look like if you were not using a specific parameter for device? That's actually a great question, a great point to bring out. Many of you may not have a separate parameter for your devices. Again, this is something that would have been covered during your migration process, but in order to show you what it would look like, I'll go into the admin section, go into revenue, and URL builder. So as we were talking before in the PowerPoint, the example that I had showed you had a parameter that was specifically for device. In this demo account, you'll notice that the device parameter is actually part of the keyword unique ID, or MQID in this case. So right here you see device separated by a pipe from the distribution and the unique ID. So if this is what your account looks like, then your tracking IDs here, which is what Marin's platform uses to basically separate out all of the values for a parameter, will look very similar to this setup. So the parameter name, the stoppage character, so the stoppage character is basically telling the system to look until you find this character. So we start from mquid, and we'll say the delimiter, which basically is what character separates the device's value from just the unique keyword value. In this case, as you saw in URL Builder, it's a pipe, so we've selected the device delimiter as a pipe, and we have this checkbox clicked in to say that device type is being appended as part of the keyword unique ID. So that's the other way that you may see your accounts being set up if you do not have a separate devices parameter. So that's actually a really great question. Again, this is going to be very specific to your account. So if you have any questions on the setup, please do reach out to your account team there. Great. The next question that I would like to address is, can you walk us through or give an example of how we would use dimensions in order to denote shared budget? Okay, yeah, I can definitely do that. I know I went over that a little bit quickly, but in order to use the dimensions to address shared budgets, it's very much like how you would segment out other, say, product types or brand versus non-brand using dimensions. So what you would do is go to admin and then go to the dimension sub-tab here, click into it and create a new dimension. So you can name it anything you'd like, something like Google shared Google shared budget or shared budgets, anything that makes sense to you. And you can save it here. And once you create that, you're going to be able to go back to the Campaigns tab. You can do this as a multi-edit or a bulk upload, but I'll show you an example of how you would do it in the application here as a multi-edit. So you'd go and find your Google campaigns by using the Google filter, and then add a campaign filter here for a part of a campaign name that is being used for shared budgets. So if you had shared budget X and you knew that all of the campaigns associated with it has the word shoes in it, go ahead and look for shoes and just double check those campaigns are in fact part of your shared budget within AdWords, and select the appropriate campaigns. Hit that edit button and select the appropriate dimension and fill out, for example, if I were to select this dimension, you're going to see that you can fill out a value. So this could say product X or shared budget X. And you'll be able to bring that dimension in using the View Builder tool here and just going to Dimensions and bring it in. Or you can go to Dimensions and click through to that specific naming convention, and you'll be able to see all of the campaigns that are part of that shared budget. So it is a bit of a setup, but it's a great way to keep track of mostly anything within your application, within your account. So that's a great question, and that would be how you would kind of keep a handle on what campaigns you're using shared budgets for. And that way you can go into a dimension, find the shared budget you're looking for, and change the campaign budget for one of those campaigns to have an effect on all of the linked campaigns. Great questions. I hope that I was able to clarify some of your uncertainties there. Again, if you do have any further questions, reach out to your account teams, make use of that help section. I'll show that to you very quickly. If you do navigate to the top right-hand side and select help, you're going to be taken to a page that looks like this, and you can utilize the search section, go straight into Enhanced Campaigns resources, go to Feature Enhancements, it'll say new features, and for any Marin webinars that have been run in the past, or for a calendar, you can also find those by searching for webinars or going to that webinar section. A lot of great information in that help section, so please do utilize it. And if you have any issues with the application itself, again, contact the support team using the ticketing system that you're able to access also through this help section. And for any account-specific questions, feel free to reach out to your account team. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our webinar today. If you do, again, have any questions, feel free to reach out and make use of any upcoming or past webinar recordings. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a great day, everyone.